It was going to be done by 2020 and cost $33 billion. 5 years later, still no trains, and $17 billion is unaccounted for. Now a new report from the Committee to Unleash Prosperity urging an end to federal funding, all of it, for California's high-speed, make that no-speed rail disaster, citing massive cost overruns and perpetual delays.
And ever since the project began in 2008, the cost is estimated to have hit almost $128 billion. Our next guest estimates an eventual cost of up to $350 billion. And Wendell Cox, the Committee to Unleash Prosperity Senior Fellow, joins us now. All right, Wendell, right to it. How do we shut this down? Can President Trump do it? Federal funds allocated versus any future funds?
Well, yes, he can, through the Department of Transportation, and that's what they've begun to do, or at least what they've indicated they'll do. So, yes, there's no question about that. Now, President Trump can't stop the California high-speed rail project. California can pay for it if it wants it, but we can make sure that the taxpayers of the other 49 states don't have to pay for this boondoggle.
How much money have we, the American taxpayers, paid out for this disaster?
Well, I'm sorry I don't know the exact number, but recently, as you say, there was a $3 billion grant from 2023, and one of the things that we're recommending is to claw back that number because that money, because there's a lot of that money, perhaps all of it, that hasn't been spent yet.
You know, as far as what's been spent, and with the Doge bros in there, can they find this money in any way? Look, California hides it, throws it in the general fund, shifts it off to their contractors, put it in a non-expiring contract. They have so many ways of doing this, the trickery of a Gavin Newsom or the Sacramento Democrats.
Well, I wouldn't underestimate the Doge team either. I don't know that they've looked closely yet at the California high-speed rail program, but if they do, they're probably going to find some things. But the bigger issue is not what has been spent. It's what can be spent in the long run. Everyone is focusing on this $128 billion high-end cost, and they haven't even finished anything outside the San Joaquin Valley. And as I've sort of indicated, this thing could be much more expensive than the $128 billion maximum at the moment, and they have not revised the cost for a couple of years. So I expect a pretty big cost increase coming in the next year or two.
Well, the doggone thing was supposed to run from Orange County, south of Los Angeles, all the way to San Francisco. And then they had to dial it back. What is it planned to run from this Bakersfield to Merced? Who goes from Bakersfield to Merced?
Nobody.
Exactly. And it's a wonderful part of the state, mind you, but there's no demand for anything between Bakersfield and Merced.